Here's to the health of the fishermen who plough the lonely sea, the battle with the ocean where it is in their blood to be. Dear the fruitful bounty of the blind and savage foe. They are the last of the hunters, and they are proudly sailing home. Away to the fishing ground against the flooding tide. The hunters of the wild now, the last in our time. Through living gale and storm, they sail, the crystal sea they roll. They are the heart of every harbour when the boats come sailing home. Sailing home, sailing home. The last of the hunters are sailing home. Sailing home, sailing home. The last of the hunters are sailing home. From the mighty fleets of Yarmouth to the deep ships of Hull, this famous fleet with trawlers all have suffered from the cull. In Lossiemouth, Lochen, and at the Fisher Row they hit and weep, but golden days and memories are now a fading dream. Quiet now the harbours where the distant Decker rings, Eriskay and Scalpay, where the herring men were kings. Laden deep from Stornoway, the skipper chair of throne, legends of the sea, the fishermen are still sailing home. Sailing home, sailing home, the last of the hunters are sailing home. Sailing home, sailing home, the last of the hunters are sailing home. Our Elm are strong and intrepid men, are heroes of renown, but they are shadow of the past, traded off and torn down. The pawns of politicians' games, the fishermen lie ravaged to the bow, but still they go to sea, and still the boats come sailing home. And in Newlyn, Plymouth, Weymouth, Poole, and the Wash and Grimsby town, North Shields, Nymouth, Peterhead, and the Brock they will hold their ground. Orkney, Shetland, and the Hebrides will hold the Kintyre, for seal the Isle of Man, and the Scilly banks they will not die. Sailing home, sailing home, the last of the hunters are sailing home. Sailing home, sailing home, the last of the hunters are sailing home. So we will toast the Malay trawlers and the creel fishermen from the west, Pelagic seas of Walsey and the Seaners of Caithness. Bring some beamers, Cornish Cathers, and many pier in Pole. We will give them a welcome at the harbour when the boats come sailing home. Sailing home, sailing home, the last of the hunters are sailing home. Sailing home, sailing home, the last of the hunters are sailing home. Yes, the last of the hunters are sailing home.